everybody. How you doing today? Good. Welcome. Feeling a little crazy. Yeah. It's notice of demolition. Notice of demolition. No the mission. Notice of demolition. Oh, the mission. Notice of demolition. With your host. Where is my commission?
Welcome everybody to another episode of Notice of Demolition. I'm here with my co-host, Misha. My name is Mike. And today we are going to talk to you about a book that we are potentially going to demolish. 22 Keys to Sales Success. Not every episode includes the full demolition of a book. Sometimes there are actual positive things to say. So, we hope you enjoy, and let's get started. Misha, how you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great. I'm very excited to actually start demolishing something. You know, my hands were what are you saying? Itching.
you were itching to demolish. Were you that kind of child? Like, I have two boys. One of them is the maker. The other one is the breaker.
Oh yeah.
Were you the breaker?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I had to. I'm not the breaker. I'm deconstructor. So I like to take my time. It's not like smash and go kind of operation.
Oh, really?
Yeah. More like a surgery.
My son is more like my younger son likes to build with the blocks, and then my older son comes by with his foot and goes pop and crashes the whole thing.
Oh.
And then it's like nuclear war, basically for about 10 minutes, crying, screaming.
Oh, yeah.
And then I have to sit down and make it build it back up again. But that's kind of, in a way, you know, what we're going to try and do here today is we're going to deconstruct a book. And in a way, what we're going to try and do is identify some of the good, some of the bad, some of the ugly, and some of the absolutely atrocious,
some of the
inappropriate, offensive.
Well, some things they are good, but they're applied in the wrong place.
Correct,
in
absolutely.
the wrong setting.
Wrong setting for
some of the business advices. They're just good for dating or for marriage advice. Like, what's the number 4? Go deep and long.
Go deep and long.
Yeah. I think that's something that can really save your marriage if you really commit to that.
You know, that's funny you mentioned that. A lot of these books, I tell you, I've read so many of these books. It makes my head spin. Why? Because I'm a student of my craft. You know, I have to...
Which is bullshit.
Which is bullshit.
Artist.
I'm a bullshit artist, but I have to get better at becoming a better bullshit artist. So I read more bullshit to be better at bullshit.
And what is very important that you are aware of that. You admit that you are a bullshit artist. You know,
I'm in marketing. I'm in sales.
Throwing the sand in my eyes and telling me that you want to make a world a better place, or something like that.
Yeah. You know what? Every time you turn on the TV and there's a commercial, unfortunately, there's a certain level of bullshit that's being fed to you, spoon-fed each time. And believe it or not, the person who made that commercial probably read a version of 22 Keys to Sales Success.
Yeah.
Let us give credentials of the authors. James M. Benson and Paul Karasik. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Once again, this is not all bad. Some of it may be good. So let's begin.
Well, first of all, these guys they managed to finish a book, you know, and publish it and distribute it, and like to suckers like you, because you paid actually with your own money.
I paid a lot of money.
Yeah, for this book, you know.
Yeah,
and
it was on the bestseller list.
Yeah.
At Barnes and Noble.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a whole episode on that, how I got on the bestseller list.
Yeah.
God, I hope you guys watched that episode.
We'll come back to that later. Like,
Yeah.
one day we're gonna demolish the
We're gonna demolish that
bestseller
one more
next,
time.
bullshit.
So yesterday I was walking my dog. Misha calls me and he says, "Michael, we definitely have to talk about the preface,
Yeah.
about the
absolutely,
authors,
absolutely.
about the beginning of the book, the
Yeah.
beginning, because a lot of about this book is really about the people who wrote it,
Yeah.
right? So Misha, tell me a little bit about why you thought the beginning of this book is so important.
Yeah, I want to just say one thing is that reading books are very slow medium, and when I hear things that people learn to speed read,
Yeah.
to me, I hear is like I learn. It's similar to speed running the gallery or the museum. So with the book, you have to take your time, and sometimes you start with just the dust cover, or with the cover, and then you go like who published it, and you can learn a lot of things out of that, and you can see, like, for example, with this book, they have the what do you call it, the preface.
The preface, yeah.
Oh no, the praise. The praise.
praise.
I like really this one is it's a quote. Benson, and I'm gonna pronounce it Karasik because it's for me it's like very Slavic. It's kind of type of fish.
Tell us, I honestly, I think you're right.
Yeah, Benson and Karasik are prophets when it comes to increasing your profits.
Oh.
It's by Joy Raymond, thinker and CEO of Bright House. Joy,
Oh, high praise.
I love it. I
high
love it.
praise.
Prophets of your
Being
profits.
prophets of your profits. Oh,
That's a killer to me. I'm definitely buying. If I
Well-
see something like that, a pun, I just
Done.
I have to buy it.
Done.
It's
Well,
really gonna be fun.
you know
So
what
much
they
fun.
call
Yeah.
Warren Buffett?
Mm.
The Oracle of Omaha.
Mhm.
I mean, that is high praise, but you know what? He earned it. Earned it, over like 50 years, earned that moniker. If somebody who barely knows, who's like very not totally notable, gives you that moniker, the prophet
Mhm.
of profit, giving you profits, I think that's something that you need to be a little bit cautious of before taking a step further. So, what else did you have in your
In my notes.
in your notes about the beginning?
So there is the in preface,
Yeah,
which was written by Paul Karasik. I don't know like why he signed it, because I think the most of the book wasn't written by those two guys, but more of a ghostwriter.
you're absolutely right.
And because of the style of it, and the Paul, he signed the preface, so like you can see his style.
Yeah,
Then the book is in a different style.
this book, the subtitle of the book is How to Make It Big in Financial Services. So another key thing to talk about today, another key thing to remember is this book is not about all sales. It's not, they're being very honest and they're saying that the book is supposed to be about how to make it big in financial services. But a lot of the stuff they talk about is pretty generic, wouldn't you say?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
standard operation
Yeah.
sales skills. And, I feel, this is just my opinion, that, after reading so many of these types of books, that I'd say, I don't know, for the people who are just listening to this, I'm taking my finger and I'm holding about 80% of the book, and this is pretty much copy paste from every other book I've read on sales and marketing. So, maybe 20% of it is an original thought.
Well, from what they put in the book, how it all started is these two guys, what's his name, Paul and what's the other one, James and Paul. Yeah, so they are like running buddies. So they like ran like 20 miles. He said like almost every day we just ran together 20 miles in Manhattan area, and this is like, yeah, that's impressive. 20 miles run a day. It's crazy.
You got to be a
Even
certain
if
type
not
of crazy.
every day, it's just any day. Like to run 20 miles, that's a lot. So that's why
20 miles a day.
Bravo. And so they were just discussing on the run how they can assemble something from the ideas they probably picked up from other books, you know?
Have you ever heard of the concept standing on the shoulders of giants?
Yeah, yeah.
I am a firm believer that very little in this world, very, very little in this world is an original thought. We come up with things that are based off of what others have built. So and this is another really important concept for our viewers and listeners. Notice of Demolition for me was born off the idea that too many people walk around acting like they invented something new. I firmly believe that's just impossible, because we're all standing on the shoulders of somebody else's thoughts, and that person is building off of somebody else's thoughts, and they're often standing on shoulders of many different thoughts to come up with something that's theirs. This book, more or less, to be honest with you, is just a reorganization of other people's thoughts.
Well, maybe they have something original there.
I'm still looking. I'm hoping for it.
Yeah,
I'm hoping you found it. Did you find something?
No. I'm just on the fourth key. So.
Oh, you.
I'm hoping.
No, I read this whole book. I read this whole book.
I believe in them too much. You know.
I read this.
I'm impressed with them running 20 miles, so I believe in them.
Well, guess what? We're impressed with one thing about this book. So guess what? Officially we're happy with one thing.
Yeah. Look, it's even if there is nothing original, it doesn't matter. The good compilation is a good compilation, you know, of the good advices. If
you're absolutely right.
We are still in the search of one, but I really I really hope, because like I saw one advice and I thought, oh yeah, that's good. But then when they start to explain how they apply it and what it means to them, they kind of go sideways, and it's completely different thing from what of the name of it, you know, what's in the name of it.
Okay, let's get specific.
Look, I like I want to just continue with the still the preface.
I know there's so much to go on.
There is a story in the preface by Paul Karasik, and he says that I quote here, the genesis and motivation for writing this book are reflected within the meaning of the following story. First of all, like the word genesis, it's
Genesis, the beginning.
The genesis and motivation. And then he goes with the story that one man, that it's late night. The story is late night.
Okay.
So I don't want to read out of the book.
Sounds like a romance novel.
Late night, and the guy on his what do you call on all four? Crawling, yeah. He's like crawling under the street light.
Okay.
And he's looking for something, kind of, it looks like. And then another man approaches this man. Like, for me, it's already like, for what reason? If I'm going on the street and I see the other man crawling, I'm not gonna approach him and ask what he's doing.
Yeah.
What the hell?
What the hell's going on here?
Yeah, there was something wrong with both of them. So he approaches him and he asks, what are you doing? And he said, I'm looking for my keys for my house. And he like points at his house. It's like close there. And he asked him, and where did you see them last time? And he said, just right, I think I dropped them in front of my door. And he said, but why are you looking here? And he said, because lights is better here.
The light is better here.
And then they say, oh, and this is how we see the people are like delusional, and how they are misguided souls. And he said that he used it, misguided souls, and they search for keys in the wrong place, and they are here to come over and like see us all crawling, poor, stupid.
I don't know about you, but that sounds like a savior complex. Like I'm here to save you from yourself.
And it's already the whole position, so it's them who are approaching the guy on his like.
Isn't that a little bit arrogant?
Yeah, hands and knees down, and then
people hands and knees down on the ground.
Yeah,
we talked about this before.
Yeah,
didn't we say something like, we talked about this, but this is not on the show. We said people, some of these gurus they're standing in their ivory tower, you know,
Yeah.
they're looking
Yeah,
down.
they look down.
They look down on us.
It's
They
already what we have in this story.
it's not even 2 pages into the book.
It's a preface.
It's the praise.
It's a Genesis preface.
Oh, it is the pref. We move on to the preface.
Genesis.
Yeah, we use the word Genesis already, the
Yeah.
beginning of beginnings,
Yeah.
and then we're talking about a man crawling on his hands and knees, and he's going to be the one that helps him rise up from the ashes and find his keys. Well, thank you very much. I
Yes.
appreciate that.
We
Good job.
appreciate it.
We really need you in this world.
Yeah.
Okay.
We admire you guys.
We really admire
running
you guys
20 miles,
running
but
20
but that's it for now.
I think you should keep running 20 miles.
And then he said that the Paul, he said that Jim, that's a quote. Jim recognized sailing as the door to manifesting his dreams, maximizing his potential, and achieving unlimited success.
Unlimited.
Yeah, there are two important things here. First of all, he recognized sailing as the door. I like that already. They have a lot of references. They use a lot of words, keys and doors, and keys and doors, and we give you a key and you open the door, and there's gonna be another
Do they
door.
talk about how often doors get slammed in your face?
But I like this fixation on the keys and doors, and keys and doors, and you have a door, and you're a poor soul, you're crawling somewhere, and where's your key, poor child?
Poor child couldn't find his keys.
To unlimited success, and the unlimited success, and just what they have to say, like.
Oh man, you know, first of all, I'm thinking the obsession between keys and doors is a little
Yeah.
overdone.
Overdone, yeah.
Because
It's used a lot.
you know, from my personal experience in marketing, sales, consulting for 15 years,
Such a cliche. Also.
it's such a cliche. It's more about learning your craft. It's not like there is just one obvious thing to do.
Magical key.
Magical
To the
key.
invisible door.
Yeah, with
To
an
unlimited
invisible,
success.
unlimited success.
We are entering the Narnia.
Yeah. It's like you can't get good at something unless you do it over and over and over and over and over
Yeah,
again.
and learn. You fail and
you
you
fail and you
you
fall
get
on your
up.
face and you get back up again
Yeah.
and you do it
Yeah.
again. You know what it is? You know how you get good at something? It takes courage. It takes courage. You know, courage is like the will to continue to move forward when all hope is lost. That's how you get good at sales. I mean, this is just my opinion from, you know, talking to some people and some experience in my life. But really, the only way to get good at sales is courage. Because how many doors have to get slammed in your face before you realize you're not good at something?
Yeah.
But all it takes, they say in sales, is all it takes is just one. You know, like it could be the next door and you missed it. Sales is a in marketing and in coaching, it's a really uncomfortable for me because they take advantage of you when you're sitting in the seminar room.
Yeah.
When you're sitting in the seminar, just imagine a seminar full of people who came to go see James Benson and Paul Karasik, right? Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Karasik?
No. Yeah.
I guarantee you they did about 100 seminars on this book.
Yeah, I watched one online. With
Yeah.
Paul. Yeah.
Oh, you watched one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Like
so
maybe 40 minutes or so. Yeah.
40 minutes talking about keys and doors. So the thing I don't like about these sales seminars is that the people who show up to these things usually have very little experience in sales. Now, I don't give you any fault for looking for a way to learn how to sell something. That's great. You should always learn your craft.
Yeah.
But there will never be one person or one guru or one coach that's going to make you into the best salesperson. The only person that's going to make you into the best salesperson is you. And that takes courage,
Absolutely.
motivation,
Absolutely.
waking up every day, getting the door slammed in your face over and over and over and over again. Because at the end of the day, James and Paul are not going to be standing behind you every time you pick up the phone to make a sale.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, they won't be there to make their condescending commentary.
Yeah, they just took your money.
Yeah.
Right here.
The other thing that I would like to just to say that I really like that Paul he talked a little bit about his father, and that his father was a salesman for the big part of his life. And he mentioned his father, and he said this quote: "In fact, at 83, on his way to a closing of a sale, he pulled his car over and died peacefully doing what he loved." And I respect that.
So that's very emotional
I
for me.
respect that.
You know why that's emotional? My dad died the same way.
The same way.
This is a true story. My dad died at the age of 64, coming off of a plane to go see a client in Philadelphia. And he worked from the day he was 12 years old to the day he was 64 as a salesperson to support his family. And the last thing that he spent his time doing was he called his wife before he got on the plane, and then we never heard from him again. But he died doing something that he loved to do, which was selling his product.
Yeah.
So I can, that to me is emotional. But again, you gotta realize it takes that kind of emotion to be good at sales, because selling is a people business. It's not a product business. It's a people business. They talk about that a little bit in this book. They talk about one of the keys. Excuse me, audience.
Can I interrupt you? And I just have a thought. I think I've heard it a lot, and I kind of experienced it with my grandparents, that people, they can feel when they are about to die, and sometimes it's like not I'm dying right now. No, it's I'm kind of tomorrow or like Thursday. I think that's
the day.
Yeah. And I'm imagining the guy, like a salesperson. He knows he's dying on Thursday, but at 12, but on 11, at 11 he has a meeting, and he commits. He goes there and
he does his job.
Yeah, he does his job, and he's 12 all over.
Done.
Wow.
Yeah. Well,
I think such things happen, and I respect that. I think that's the type of commitment you have to go into any kind of business.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. So you know what? I'm gonna circle that back to this book. What's funny is we've been going on for like 15 minutes. We actually haven't talked about the book. What's inside of it?
We are talking about the book.
This
is all inside. This is all parts.
We're talking about the most important part of the book. This is the most important part of the book, is what the book was written for.
Well, that's their intention. But they left some lessons unintentionally there.
Unintentional.
Running 20 miles? Or
yeah. No, you're right.
Going to meeting.
I think we're talking about unintended lessons that most people don't realize.
They're great.
They're fantastic. Really, so you were saying this is what it takes to be a good salesperson, is the dedication.
Obsession.
The obsession.
Yeah, some people, they think, oh, I just have to keep my hope alive that someday I'm going to be great. No. Hopes can be crushed by reality. But obsession, no, you cannot crush obsession. Have you ever met obsessed person? Good luck with that.
Well, obsession is a strong word.
Only medication
can crush obsession.
Yeah.
Well, what do they say? It's a fine line between genius and crazy.
Yeah.
Very fine.
Yeah.
And it depends on who's the one judging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, so there are no half measures. Either you go crazy, but you kind of control yourself going there, or just go home.
Well.
Don't bother.
Well, what was it? There was one that I wanted to come to real quick. It was know your customer. What was the key? Know your customer. There was demand objections, always be closing. Well, that was a whole movie. Always be closing.
Can I ask you something?
Oh, you can always ask me something.
Yeah, he also just
Focus on
mentioned,
clients, not compensation. I think that was the one
Mhm,
key number
mhm.
2.
But
We'll get to it.
we'll get to it. Yeah. So also while mentioning his father, it's just a short paragraph. He said that his father used to teach him the old school selling techniques, But he said, unfortunately, you can't apply them today, and they're kind of immoral. And now I'm hooked. Now I'm interested. I wanna see. Please, Paul, write a book about those,
The immoral.
the old school dirty tricks, all of that stuff. That's exciting. Do you have your father ever told you any of those?
Oh
since
my
we
God,
got
he told me
this?
so many. I can't
Give
even
me one
begin
or
to
two,
tell
please. I'm starving for that.
No, I can't.
Look at I'm
They're secrets.
yeah. No, one.
Okay, fine.
One. But dirt.
Okay, so my father is in the jewelry business,
Yeah.
and if a woman walked into the jewelry store with a beautiful diamond ring, and it's his job to sell jewelry. So if a woman already has a nice diamond ring, it's your job to make them forget that they have that one and buy a bigger one.
Yeah.
Or replace it.
Mhm.
So an old dirty trick that a jewelry salesman would do is take a little bit of earwax
Okay.
or touch your nose, and then grab the woman's finger and just touch the diamond with the wax
Okay.
from your face,
Yeah.
the oils.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the diamond sparkle died.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the woman immediately, or whoever it is, immediately you start talking about how it's it's fading, or you could do better.
Mm-hmm.
It's because the diamond wasn't the right
The quality
diamond.
is not there,
Really,
yeah.
what just happened
Mhm.
was the
Yeah.
salesman took a little wax from his
Yeah.
face and put it on the diamond.
Well, I think it's great. What kind of lesson we can learn from that?
Well, that's a really dirty trick.
Is it? But at the end of the day, the woman, she gonna still have her perfectly fine diamond and one more.
Yeah, but that's a dirty trick.
Yeah, but it's the same if you trick your toddler to eat whatever the greens, the vegetables or
Well, okay. Well, I tell you know how I get my son to bed?
yeah.
I tell him that if he doesn't get into bed in 5 seconds, the monsters are gonna come.
Yeah.
And they're gonna get in the room, and it's gonna be scary.
Yeah.
So believe me, he jumps in bed, gets under the covers, and I tell him, Luca, the only way you're gonna be safe is under covers with your eyes closed. And believe me, that works every single time. I know it should be.
Yeah,
outlawed.
scaring techniques I don't like in sales, but here look what he gave. First of all, she entered the jewelry store, so there is a reason. She didn't go there to sell whatever she has. She came to buy something.
She came to buy.
Maybe she's thinking buy, not buy, and she wants someone to convince
So
her.
this is an enhancement technique.
He did a magic trick. And maybe she noticed it, and she appreciated it. And he touched her hand, and he showed her something beautiful. Look here, look there.
It's just it's like magic, magicians, a sleight of hand.
But it's nice.
They move quickly.
It's attention.
They take a little oil, they put it on
yeah.
here, and then they show you something else right next to it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden yours looks 10 times better than this one.
In my book, he just went extra mile.
So
I like this. I think there's no immoral there.
You don't think
I think it's great. Yeah, I think it's great. That was a performance. And everybody's happy. Your dad's happy, he got a sale, and she's happy, and his suppliers are happy.
I'll give you another example.
Yeah.
All right, this is a different type of example, and we're still talking about sales books in general. So some people think, and there's a fear that you give your jewelry, the jeweler says, "Hey, let me steam clean that for you, make it look brand new."
Mm-hmm.
There was, in the old days, it was more often they would pop the diamond out and put a fake one in and keep your diamond.
Oh yeah.
And then come back, you'd have a diamond,
Yeah.
but it's not the real
this
diamond.
is bad. Yeah, of course.
It's bad, of course. I mean, you never really know. You can't trust
Yeah.
the salesperson. You just met them, right?
Yeah.
So what we're talking about here is trust. If you're going to buy something from someone, you have to establish some level of trust with that person.
Yeah.
Now, I think we started this entire conversation about using this book because I introduced the idea of, what was it, the Johari window, and how in the it's a sociology sociological concept where
Yeah, let's go there.
let's go there.
It's the whole thing, like the whole discussion.
The green. I think I left the green.
Started from the, I think, key 13 or something. So it. Oh, key 11. Open the Johari window.
Yeah. Okay, here it says, the Johari window is a business model that illustrates the dynamics of productive, cohesive relationships. It calls for first opening yourself up to your prospect by sharing your thoughts, your experiences, and feelings.
Yeah. Let's explain this our own words so we don't.
Let me
read too much from
let me
the book.
continue and then we'll start.
Yeah.
Then it says, show curiosity about your client and listen when they open up to you. Apply these basic principles to build long-term relationships that translate into more sales and increased client retention.
Yeah.
All of this is true. None of this is untrue. But really, it's a fancy word for build trust with your clients before you try and sell them something.
Yeah. And you don't build trust with just talking about, oh, how's your dog?
Yeah. But
Or
now let's talk about that. That's funny you mentioned that. So some people, they walk in and they don't know you. You're a fresh face. Let's say you're door knocking.
Yeah.
You're in real estate, you're door knocking. You knock on the door. You have no idea if that person wants to buy a house. You have no idea if that person wants to sell a house. You don't even know the person's name. You knock on the door. Hi, hello, my name is John Smith. If you get lucky, they'll tell you their name. And the next step is what? You ask them, oh, what's the name of your dog? Because you see a dog.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if you want to start from the very bottom of building trust, you got to start somewhere where you get them talking. But
it's so basic. This is how people just meet each other.
I know.
What's your name?
But now it's a key. It's a key to successful sales. But what I'm trying to say is this Johari window is a very fancy term for something that we all
so
basic do. You know, it's like you have to build trust with people, and building trust with people is building relationships with people. And how do you build relationships with people? You get
you know what the shortest way to say it? Be nice.
Be nice.
This is be nice. This is be nice. Obvious.
Being
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
Next. Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Be nice.
Be nice.
But be nice is just be nice.
And listen.
And
listen. You know what people appreciate? People appreciate when you say something and then 10 seconds later or 20 seconds later, you remembered what they said.
Yeah.
And you
follow up.
And you follow up with it. It means that you're listening.
You're paying attention.
I think one time I heard the greatest gift that you can give a man is your attention. Literally just listening to someone is a gift. They say in telemarketing that a large percentage of the people who actually talk to telemarketers, you know, the ones who pick up the phone and talk, they ring numbers, are just lonely elderly people. Lonely.
Yeah.
Because nobody talks to them. They're lonely. And the telemarketer, it's like a gift. Somebody called checking on them to see if they're alive.
they really connect very well together because telemarketers because of their past being orphans, they know how it is to be lonely, to be truly lonely. Even if you are
this is okay. This we talked about this in our episode 0. Uh, we won't rehash it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's let's just say that the best telemarketers are forged
Forged in orphanages.
in the hottest fire, because it is the hardest job in the world to get the phone slammed in your face. And he says orphanages because we made a joke. We said you're the telemarketers, the only successful ones that are born are the ones that in an orphanage, they put a phone like this in the middle of the room, and they say, if you ever want to have a home or someplace to live, you got to pick up the phone and
No,
you got
they
to.
don't say anything. They just leave the room.
They leave the
They
room.
leave the phone unattended. So
The phone unattended.
kids just they
The
know
one
what
who
to
has
do.
the
This
one
moment.
the one who has the chutzpah, the one who has the
They
grit.
fight for the phone.
They fight for the
Yeah.
phone. They get the phone. They make a call, and if they get someone to buy them,
Yeah.
they have a home.
Yeah.
So the telemarketers, I have a lot of respect for them, namely because they've got a really tough job
And tough upbringing.
and tough upbringing. But at the end of the day, going back to this Johari window thing, it is an example that I wanted to bring up in the show about something that is standard practice in sales. Standard practice in sales is build relationships with people.
Yeah.
Listen with 2 ears. God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth, for a reason.
Engage in conversation.
Engage in conversation. Be interested in their needs.
Remember what they say.
Remember, oh
But
my
it's
God,
in general,
these are
be
such
nice.
obvious.
This is be nice.
This
It
just-
applies everywhere in life.
Can you believe how many
It
people are
helps everywhere.
so bad at this though?
I like the advice they give there to practice Johari window techniques or whatever. They say, look, for practice. First of all, they say practice for 6 days, but 7th day you have to rest. This is again I think we are going again to the Genesis. They're giving this biblical influence there, like rest for the 7th day. So the practice is even if you don't have like clients to call or prospects or to develop, so talk to your mailman, to your laundry lady, ask them how their life is. So the advice they give there is to bother people, like how to become annoying.
Yeah,
Because
but
those
that's
people,
that's
they,
not
they are
authentic.
they are at work. They have to listen to you. They have to be.
Yeah, so that's
nice
not very.
back to
It's not
you.
very authentic.
And this is not a training to sell anything.
No, it's not authentic.
It's literally to be annoying.
I think that's a counterproductive activity.
Yeah.
I think that what you're actually doing is you're creating stress in your life, because if I bought this book and I really believed every word that these people wrote, I'm going to do every single thing that they say they want me to do to be successful.
You'll end up in jail.
No, they basically asked me to walk around and be annoying.
Yeah, the Johari window, absolutely. Their interpretation, like, and the practices, the advice they give you, and the other one they make an example like on how to use it.
Yeah.
And I just want to read it. I want to quote. And for example, suppose you are conducting a meeting with a client and find out that he and his wife are expecting a second child. This might be the perfect moment to share your own experience by saying something like this. When my wife, Joan, became pregnant with Lila, our second child, I became concerned for our family's security. For my own peace of mind, I made some adjustments in our insurance plan. It helps me to sleep at night and feel better about my responsibilities as a father. How do you feel about taking a look at your current policy and developing a few scenarios to consider?
I'm crying inside, because if that was real, if that really happened, I just want to punch him in the face.
Yeah.
That's
an example. These people, they assume the role of educators and
so imagine if somebody really took this book for serious, like every word, and they read that example, and then somehow that situation happened,
Yeah. Similar situation.
similar
yeah.
situation, and they did that.
That's a broken nose.
That's a broken nose.
Yeah.
That's a broken friendship. I would never speak with that person
Yeah.
again. Would you ever speak with that person again?
Well, I might, but
I would
for
say
my own reasons.
I would be like, this cheap shill just tried to sell me insurance. Like, was it
Such
the
a-
kid was being born? Or
This is a stupid trick, you know. This is not the beautiful, elegant smudge of the oils on the diamond.
a smudge of oils on the
Yeah.
diamond. But okay, well, in the jewelry business is tough. Okay, it's tough because you're selling something that nobody needs to survive. I actually argue
business is stuff.
there's discretionary items and non-discretionary items.
Well, I think a lot of women will like counter you on that one.
You think
They can
diamonds are
survive.
non-discretionary?
Yeah, it's hard to survive without diamonds for some people. Are you kidding me?
I mean, I have seen
What?
some
What
women act
world are
like
you
that.
from? What world are you from? my
I
friend?
have seen some people that believe diamonds are a necessity to live.
I like this quote. Most people will fail because they are like misguided soul in the opening story. So they are like referring to that opening story.
Wait, could you
Where
say
the
that
guy was-
again?
Most people will fail because they are like misguided soul in the opening story. The guy was crawling for
Oh, misguided soul.
Misguided soul, yeah. They're searching in vain for the keys in the wrong place. If you want to open the door to success, this book is the right place. Again, doors, keys, and I read the in the preface. Preface was 2.5 pages, and in preface he mentioned keys 7 times and doors 5 times for like literally no reason. It's like I don't know. It's some kind of obsession with the keys and doors and keys, and I like this also. Each key in this book unlocks a door to your future. Go through one door and you will find many other doors for you to explore in depth and apply to your business plans.
I don't know.
So when you open the door, there's more doors.
There's always going to be another door
No.
after you open the door.
Yes, this book will fill your bucket with knowledge. Now we have a bucket.
Well, you know what I can hear from you is a lot of analogies.
Yeah, but they're going nowhere with these analogies. You know, they're not supporting the.
Well, it's just the preface of the book, so I think
For me, there's such.
you know
things
why they
are
write these
important.
things in the preface? Because nobody reads the preface.
Yeah, absolutely.
So technically, this is filler pages.
Mhm.
The mo-
But
The-
I liked it. I liked it about
You-
running and the
no,
father.
I'm happy you read
I
the.
learned more there, I think, than I will in the rest of the book.
I learned more about the authors
Yeah.
and their intentions in the preface than I do actually reading the book.
So the key number 1.
See,
Do you wanna?
let's go to key number
Yeah,
1 real
yeah.
quick. Let's see
Tell
what
us
we
what
got.
it is.
Take control of the sale.
Yeah.
Do not let a prospect fear or assertiveness. Do not let prospects' fear or assertiveness influence the direction and flow of your selling process. People are reluctant to commit to a decision because they're afraid to initiate change, give up control, or make mistakes. So, what are we reading here? Fear. In the book Dune, you ever heard of the movie Dune? The book
Yeah.
Dune.
Yeah.
You ever hear the saying, "Fear is the mind killer"?
Mhm.
Fear is the mind killer. People fear all the time. People fear what they don't know. People fear what they don't see. People fear what the known, the unknown, the known knowns, the known unknowns, the unknown unknowns. There are 5 types of fears. Can you believe that? And your
And the
job.
Fear of snakes. That's the 6th one.
That's the 6th one. And this is talking about taking control of the sale, and they're using the word fear as something to manage. So your job in this particular situation is to take control and manage their level
Yeah.
of fear going
Yeah.
up or down
Yeah.
during this
Yeah.
process.
He also explains this thing that, look, there are no professional buyers. So don't let the buyer, whoever like purchasing a product, client or whatever, to lead the selling
process.
So I disagree with that, and there are plenty of professional buyers, people who know exactly what questions to ask. In fact, when you buy something all the time, like it's repetitive purchase, you become a professional buyer of that product. You know,
you get good at it.
You get good at it.
Client is, I mean, they're in the financial services industry, so it's personal. Like we're talking about your money here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I'm talking in general, right? So if you're gonna call someone a client, it's got to be someone, depending on the industry that you're in, like your accountant. You would trust them with your child, you know, like because they are the ones who are managing your taxes, like all the most, you know, scary things with the government. You know, your accountant is an important part of your life. Your financial services professional who's managing your money, your retirement, these people are really important because they manage really important parts of your life. But then there's your fashion designer, you know, somebody who helps you buy a pair of pants or a shirt or something simple. And I don't really need to be good friends with those people, you know? So it really depends on what level of relationship you have and what you do for a living.
I lost you there. Or you lost me.
I lost me too.
That's okay. That's okay. If you please leave a comment if you're also lost. Just type lost. Hashtag lost.
Hey, I have
like and subscribe.
like yeah.
Leave a comment of whatever.
Leave a comment, like and subscribe.
Send us money. We're gonna have there like for poor orphans. Yeah.
Sorry to cut off. I want to cut off this section.
No.
In the edits.
No, I like the hashtag lost.
No.
What? I love it. We're keeping it. Forget what I said. I like look. I want to go into something. So they have this all 4 fears: fear of making the wrong decision, fear of change, fear of giving up control, and fear of losing self-esteem. But then in this fear of losing self-esteem, they just say, oh, people, and they explain it, what does it mean, like the sale. So people have emotional and ego attachments to their money. Well, oh shit. Sherlock, right?
People have ego attachments
but then
to their money.
He gives a great advice. Great advice, I'm gonna quote. So he says, do the right thing. Always sell the right product to the right person at the right time. Now we can close this book and just
now
you can do that. You don't need to read anything.
And this was just the first key.
Yeah, this is just some advice in the first key. Just always sell the right product to the right person at the right time. That's okay, everybody. That's all
it.
Business lessons are
this
done.
whole show is a wrap. Now we know what to do.
Any like the business school, fuck it. Just quit.
You know what?
Sell the right product.
I want to kiss him because he saved me how much money going to business school and training hours.
That's a great advice right there.
I think that I think that this person really gave away the book in the first chapter. Everything else after this first chapter is filler. Unfortunately. But, you know, it's more selling. This book has a lot of points to it that I think are outdated.
Yeah.
To the point that is laughable. So there's a section in this book somewhere where they're talking about automating your marketing process. And, you know, they're talking about automating your sales process using technology. You know, we're shooting this in 2024. There's no shortage of really technological services that'll help you manage your customer flow. But, you know, automating your sales process is doesn't have to necessarily be a key, a whole chapter.
Yeah.
It could be one of those sentences
Yeah.
in a chapter. And I think there's a lot of these keys could turn into sentences.
Yeah. It's kind of put your pants on when you go to work. Isn't that a great business advice? Because you fail otherwise. You're not gonna be taken seriously. We can do the whole chapter about it.
So you know what? Let's just call it for what it is. How many of these keys should have been paragraphs as opposed to chapters?
Yeah, or not there at all.
Yeah.
How about that?
How about?
Yeah.
What did I do? I took like in the beginning, I took like 80% of this book like this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, I went like this. About this much I'm holding is useless. Maybe this much of it will add value to your life. And frankly, I feel bad for these guys.
Why? They are accomplished people. They are successful salesmen.
And apparently very healthy. They
Yeah.
run 20 miles a day.
They just have something like unhealthy towards the keys, doors.
Do you think they're arrogant?
I think so. But when you reach certain level of success, and especially if it's unlimited, as they promise, you know.
Oh yeah, but
They certainly
they
have
promise
all the keys.
they promise unlimited
They
success.
open all the doors. And,
Opening all the doors.
They have a bucket because if you have a bunch of keys, you need a bucket. And also, he said, but yeah, we give you a bucket.
When you leave your house, remember to bring your bucket
Put
full
on your
of
pants
keys,
and,
put your
and
pants,
get your bucket.
because there's going to be a lot of doors you're going to open.
Look, also I like this because we're right now we're going a little bit into the psyche, you know, because there's so many things are written in between lines and you can see them with the keys and doors and fantasies and take the 7th day to rest. It's kind of
It's a little Christian, but a little too
um,
Christian for my taste.
well, yeah, it's from Old Testament, so it's not only Christian. But I like this. For example, he said in the first key, and he said, "Oh, you can use also here's some actions, and you can use these power phrases in conversations."
Power phrase.
Power phrase, and here is the one quote: "Don't worry about understanding this immediately. It usually takes a little while for most people to grasp."
Oh my god.
They're there.
Oh my god. If anybody ever said that to me with a straight face.
This is the condescending part, you know. They are looking down.
If anybody ever said that to me with a straight face.
Also, I hate when people do this. They said, "Let's use this meeting to create a plan on how we can move forward." Does it make sense to you? I hate when people do this. They say something that
Does that make sense to you?
Do you have 2 IQs or a couple brain cells
No.
to understand that?
No, I will say, okay, I will say one of the strategies that I use in my sales process is after I listen to what someone has to say, it's basically like a doctor listening to a patient talk about what hurts.
Who is the doctor? Salesperson?
No, like I'm talking about in my career in sales. What I do is I pretend I'm a doctor and you're a patient.
Oh, okay.
And you come in and you tell me what's hurting you.
Yeah.
What are your symptoms?
Okay.
I'm listening. What I do is I excuse myself and I say, "Excuse me, I'm going to repeat them so that I understand them."
Mm.
So if I say something, please correct me.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
That's
great. That's great.
That's different. And that's a way, it does 2 things. One, it helps them realize that I'm listening to you.
Mm-hmm.
I heard you. It gives them an opportunity to connect with me. Sometimes you get more information about something from that situation. Mm-hmm. And then 2, when I respond with an answer, they're listening because they know that I know what they're thinking about. So this, what you just told me, do we have a bell for demolish? Do we have notice of demolition? Whatever he just said, exploded. Exploded. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I was waiting for our first explosion. That was it.
Then there is in the first key there is a pop quiz, or what?
Pop quiz?
Pop quiz, yeah.
Yeah.
Which of the following roles reflects professionalism in the sales process? A. Consultant. B. Educator. C. Doormat.
Doormat.
D. Psychologist. E. Antagonist. F. Coach. G. Hockey puck.
Okay.
What the hell is hockey puck? I was just googling and I trying to find.
It's when you play hockey.
Yeah, I know what the thing is, but what is it
It's
in
the
the
puck
business? What is the slang?
Oh, it has nothing to do with
Because
business.
all of these are kind of roles, and even doormat is just the submissive person,
Yeah.
but like psychologist, antagonist, coach. So this is roles. So they put it as roles. So the hockey puck is something. I don't know if you guys know. Like, put in the comment who the
Yeah.
hell is hockey puck.
Who the hell is a
Because
hockey puck?
I want to be one. Like, it sounds awesome. I don't know.
I think a hockey puck. I think a hockey puck is someone who just gets kicked around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just from one place to the other.
Oh, that's also not bad.
That's also not bad. There
It's
could be
not
some
bad.
fun.
You see places.
You get around.
And you don't make any effort to travel.
They just kick you around.
Yeah, and they think you're harmless, but you gather information, you get some like blackmail,
Yeah.
here and there. You ask some questions. You look defenseless.
It doesn't mean you're successful at sales,
Yeah,
but you get around.
you're a hockey puck.
You're a hockey puck.
Yeah. Let us know.
So we've.
So what is it? Which of the following roles reflects professionalism in the sale process? Like for you, consultant, educator, doormat, not doormat.
No, it's always educator.
Psychologist,
No.
antagonist, coach.
For me, the educator is the number one path to building trust.
But isn't it a condescending one that when you like assume a role of
No.
you know better,
No,
you
no,
are
no,
the smartest one in the room.
The educator,
You figure out what to put your pants in the morning.
one foot in front of the other.
Oh yeah. But I would say psychologist is better.
Psychologist is a manipulator.
Okay, and
Yeah.
what's the
Well, you
Where's
don't
the
want to
opposite?
be caught manipulating people.
Well-
That the sale's over instantly. You want to be a psychologist as a salesperson? Of course you do, inside your head.
of course. Yeah, but it's yeah. I
But
think that's what they meant.
is that what they meant?
I think so, yeah.
Oh,
I think
okay.
so.
Maybe I misunderstood.
Oh, you are still a salesperson. You just assume a role. You don't. I think that what they're saying, don't be all the time like this pushy salesperson, right? Just keep in mind that you are also an educator and little bit of this and that and psychologist. And,
Okay. So I want to say that in key number one,
Mhm.
we definitely exploded something.
Yeah. Which was the what was the name? Take control of the cell. There's so many other information inside there. They go like places, you know.
They go a lot of
They
different
don't
places.
stick to the.
But there was one in there that was an absolute explosion. I can't remember exactly what it is right off the top of my head, but it was fantastic.
The one that don't worry about understanding this immediately. It usually takes a little while for most people to grasp.
Boom! Explode
Yeah,
everywhere.
The advice is like never say that.
I would advise all of our viewers never, ever, ever,
Yeah.
ever to say that to
And
someone.
never think then. Don't even think.
No, and don't even think it. If
Yeah.
this applies to every sales
Yeah.
business,
If you don't think this, you're gonna get this smug face, you know.
You're gonna get-
better than others, and
and especially
That's
not
if
to your
you're-
friends. Don't ever say that to your friends.
Mhm.
You know, it's just not nice.
Does it make sense to you?
So what's the next key? Focus on clients, not compensation.
Yeah. And they also went places there, but yeah, let's.
Well, clients, I mean, simple. Clients are people who come back. Customers are people you do business with once. And
Yeah, and they say that of course clients are more profitable in the long run. That's the main point of that.
what was it? How do you do it?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Obvious.
Captain Obvious.
Captain Obvious.
Someone who does business with you over
Yeah.
and over and
Yeah.
over and over and over and over again. A client, someone who repeats business, who refers business to you, is always going to be more valuable than a one-time customer. Unless it's a special circumstance where it's like a 10, 20, $100 million deal. In the most cases, a client is always going to be more profitable. So this is definitely a thank you, Captain Obvious situation.
Yeah, the main theme of this chapter is just so the name of the key is focus on clients, not compensation. But then he goes into focus on clients, not customers, because he starts explaining how customers, they eat your time and they just buy once or twice, but you spend a lot of time on them, right, to make the sale. Whether the clients, you spend the time like once or twice, and then you just maintain and you keep getting the commission or whatever you're getting from repetitive sales.
Yeah.
And he goes there. He doesn't explain of not focusing on compensation, but on this, just try to make more clients and less customers. That's basically.
So
he also says discriminate. He says most financial professionals fail to achieve their income potential because they do not discriminate between clients and customers.
Okay, I've got a good one for you. Do you know where all the clients are? Because I don't want any more customers. I just want to find clients.
Yeah.
Can you tell me where they are? Where do I find them?
Yeah.
Is there a place I can go to?
Hi.
I don't want to waste my time with customers anymore. Can you tell me where they are?
Also, he has like 2 paragraphs explaining that. Oh well, actually, you never know when your customers become your clients, or they refer someone who becomes your client. So you still have to stick to the routine of. It's so contradictory,
Let me give you let me give you another real world example. My father, he owned a jewelry store. Guy walks in, looks like he's homeless, like off the street. Actually, it was a woman. She, literally looks homeless, and so you get nervous. It's a customer. You don't know who this person is, and you're making sure that they're not stealing anything. Your eyes are on them. You're being helpful but cautious. And then, if you're good at what you do, you give them the same respect that you would anybody, a client or a customer. You treat them the exact same way. In this particular situation, that woman was the daughter of a multi-millionaire. She was a trust fund baby. And she liked jewelry, but she had some psychiatric issues.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that that's not a good opportunity in terms of being a salesperson. So if you treated her as a customer and even maybe have a bias because they didn't look the right part, you would have missed one of the most profitable opportunities of your year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My daddy used to call that a cow. When you get a cow, you milk it. You milk the cow. It feeds you long time. But do not milk the cow too much.
Yeah.
Or it'll die.
That's a great old school advice right there.
Yeah. He gave me a lot of pearls of wisdom. Hopefully I didn't offend anybody.
That's okay.
It's okay.
That's okay.
It's part of half the show is offending people.
Yeah, also he goes off complaining on how he has to make time for those pesky clients, for pesky customers,
That's another.
So-
I'm gonna demolish that right
and
there.
that's how they don't have they have no loyalty because there is no relationship.
Okay, I'm gonna demolish that right there. I don't believe that you should ever treat anyone with the disrespect of
Discrimination.
discrimination.
Yeah.
Period. End of
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
I think that even if a customer, if you're selling $100,000 insurance policies, and this guy just bought one for 1,000, you treat them the exact same way.
The same way.
Because the person who just bought the
Yeah.
1,000 has a cousin who's a multimillionaire.
Doesn't matter, even if he doesn't.
Even if he doesn't,
You has to.
but
Yeah.
it's possible. It's possible. If a person calls, again, I'm going to use the jewelry store example. If a customer calls about a watch repair or a watch battery, okay? Watch batteries, $20, $30. You can't keep the lights on in a jewelry store selling watch batteries. You just can't.
Mhm.
It's not how you sell the business, run the business. But if you treat them with respect, give with dignity,
Mhm.
do the service exactly the way one would expect it to be done. When the time and place comes for when they need what you have to sell, you will be the most likely candidate to get the sale. So I want to demolish that comment.
Yeah. But let me follow up on this. I agree with you, but even if there's nothing coming your way for you acting like that, you still have to be on a certain level and you have to maintain this level, have a respect for your craft, what you're doing, and just be the best salesperson you can, like to anyone.
Call it practice.
Yeah. Don't even expect anything, because you might be disappointed and you might change your behavior. No, just be the best.
Let's move on to the next key.
Wait a second. No.
Oh, you got more?
Yeah, I wanna finish with this.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I apologize. He's got a deep bench.
Yeah, what I want to say is that this key, if it since it exists, should be renamed into not focus on clients, not compensation, but focus on clients, not customers. That's what he said in this key.
Yes.
So wrong. It has wrong name.
Yeah. Maybe it was just
So-
mistitled.
Yeah. Or better, they would give an advice how to turn customer into clients. That's it.
I
Not
like
about
that.
how to
I
distribute.
like that much better.
But give advice how to turn, how to work, how to build more
How to
trust,
turn customers into clients.
that would be much better. That should be the name. How to turn customers into clients. And the whole.
Do you
thing
know
should
what
be
they
about
should be doing? Is teaching people how to turn customers into referral engines.
that. Mhm.
You know what a referral engine is? Referrals. You can take somebody who doesn't do much business with you,
Yeah.
very little,
Mhm.
spends, let's say you're in the financial services business. So you sell one cheap life insurance policy, but this guy talks and knows everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody in town. All the rich people in town, and they all trust him. You should turn that person
Yeah.
into a referral engine.
I've met people like that. Absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
I mean, you should be loving them every day, sending them gifts to their
Mhm.
children.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then they explain what is the Pareto principle is. And am I pronouncing that? Pareto?
The Pareto
Pareto
principle.
principle. Yeah. So he explains how it's like this 80-20 principle applies. You can apply it.
80% of your time should go into 20% of your clients.
80 of something, but there is 20 of something. That's basically how it goes because people apply it everywhere. It's like I don't know. There's a lot of so initially Pareto, what he stated is that 20% of people own 80% of wealth.
Well, it goes.
That was his initial set, but then people just took it apart and they just use it 80-20 principle and put it everywhere. So what they are using, this guy, they say that that 20% of people you do business with, they bring you 80% of your income. That's what they say.
That's typically true.
Yeah, and of course the rest 80% bring you 20%. And then they have this like exercise where people have to do math, and they ask people like, how much would your income increase if 80% of the people with whom you do business were clients rather than customers? And then they give you answers: A 80%, B 100%, C 250%. And then they put they say that 250 is correct answer, so you don't have to do actually math. 250 is. But I did math. I sat there, I did math. I did it 3 times, so I'm correct. I gave to my wife to do math, and it's not 250, it's 225. And I think when it comes to your income, actually 25% increase on your income is significant. And
It
for
is
the
significant.
financial professional people, they always claim that they are like selling financial services to
People are not smart in math.
Yeah,
They're not.
but do you want from the person who wants to give you financial advices to actually be able to do math?
Yeah.
Am I asking too much?
That would be a benefit.
Isn't the math should be like the first thing they should be good at?
Well, you know, a little algebra would be nice too,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'd settle for 1 plus 1 equals 2.
Equation. It's such an easy equation.
I'd settle for 1 plus 1 equals 2.
Yeah. So I think there's no excuse to 25% of income mistake.
Well, I'm not going to judge the jury. I'm not going to be the judge, jury, and executioner here.
Mm-hmm.
But there's definitely something to be said about not being able to do simple math.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. So we're going to take a minute here and stop our notice of demolition, and we're going to ask you to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.
Leave a comment.
Leave a comment.
What's the hockey puck?
With leave a
I
comment.
wonder. Yeah.
But yeah, seriously, if you're having a good
If you're
time,
one, if you're a hockey puck, hashtag hockey puck.
please subscribe to the show.
And if it is boring, hashtag boring.
Hashtag boring.
Shattered dreams and castle bold. False kings on their thrones of gold. Lies sold with a charming smile. Watching truth walk into the fire. Promises of riches vast. Wisdom stolen from the past. In this world of broken mirrors, their advice won't make it clear. Bust the myths and fake bliss. Notice of demolition. Tear down walls of blindness. Welcome true vision. Vision, true vision. True vision. Gurus preaching plans so grand. Built on castles made of sand. Business tricks and self-help sham. Lies the liar, truth's the lamb. Shrouded in deceit and fear. Echoes loud but never clear. Break the chains of advice cold. Reclaim all they've stolen sold. Bust the myths and fake bliss. Notice of demolition. Tear down walls of blindness. Welcome true vision.